Fifth block, I hope you're being nice to the sub. All right, so one of the things you're gonna need to know for the test is page 139, of course, the vocabulary. And I'm looking at the bottom of the page, the grammar. The first thing on there, and I do have questions on this on the test, it's about impersonal expressions with say. It's, for example, you're driving by a business and you see something like this. Se habla español. Basically what you're saying is Spanish is spoken here. Because Spanish is one thing, it's se habla. But if you want to say computers are repaired, for example, once again it's going to be say, because we don't care who fixes the computers. What we care about is that computers are fixed in general. So you take the verb reparar, R-E-P-A-R-A-N, computadoras. Se reparan because computers are plural. So what you need to watch out for on the test is the subject plural that's being fixed or spoken or whatever. Then I put an N. If it's singular, I put no N. Se habla versus se hablan. The other thing you're gonna need to know for this test is the direct and indirect objects with pronouns with commands, we'll call it. Pronouns with commands, okay? You need to know indirect objects and direct objects. Indirect objects answer the question to whom after the verb. So if I say, serve me them, to whom are you serving? Me. What are you serving? Them, whatever the foods happen to be. So indirect objects answer the question to whom. Direct objects answer the question what. What. So serve me them, maybe it's tacos. So the word, it would be sirve me los, serve me them. Indirect, then direct. See, what we learned this chapter specifically was with positive commands, the object pronouns, whether direct, indirect, or reflexive, come after the verb. Of course, we know all commands go back to the O, drop the O, and add the opposite ending except the positive to. This is an ustedes command, so I say pasen me lo. Pass me it. You guys, come on, pass it to me. Pasen me lo. The me lo comes after and attached with a positive or an affirmative command. If it's a negative command, it's the opposite. It's going to come before the verb. No me lo pasen. So you're going to have to, if you did not learn the commands last chapter, you're going to have to go back and review the chapter before. All commands go back to the O, drop the O, and add the opposite ending except the positive to. The positive to is the same as the present tense, he and she. So that's pronouns with commands. The one other thing, I'm not sure if there's any nosotros reflexive, but if it is a reflexive command in the nosotros, you have to drop the N before the nos. For example, lavarse, to wash yourselves. All right, hey, let's wash our hands. Well, you would say lavemos as a command, opposite ending, right? Lavemos, and then the nos goes after and attached, and it's going to be lavemos nos. Whoops, I meant drop the S. Drop the S. It sounds awkward for them to say lavemos nos, so they drop the S, lavémonos. Lavémonos. Let's wash ourselves, our hands, our feet, whatever we need to wash. Okay? You have your object pronouns, and there's one more thing on 139, and it was the insulting part, and it is, do you know how to say it is good, it is bad, etc. Very good. Es bueno. If I want to make a general statement and not command the class to study for this test, but I say it's good to study, I would simply say es bueno plus the infinitive. What's the infinitive to study? Es bueno estudiar. Well, these are the things you need to know for Thursday's test. Hopefully you're being good to your sub, and if you have any questions, I suppose you could let me know tomorrow.